are you telling me that the arrogant, prideful jackass actually has some emotion beneath that arrogant skull, or the fact that he is feeling guilt not only for feeling that he was the reason for all this, which he was not, or for the reason that he just cannot understand why someone like Deku still considered Bakuga at least a little bit a friend, despite the fact he was always so mean to him. Bakuga, I still hate you. I hate you with everything you are, even though I have to admit he and I are pretty similar. We are both sometimes jackasses to people that wants to be closer to us. But I say for different reasons. His is just for pride. I for just one. Sometimes I just don't understand other people enough. But despite this, it turns out that Bakugo does indeed have some amount of emotion and slowly getting that character development, although I still have no idea what this is gonna be. So in a way, I have to agree that they have to fight, even though this is a meaningless fight. Hi, for those who are watching, it's the Angry Me Fan, the Despair Reviewer, and I was talking about My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 118. First of all, yeah, they have the teachers, or at least one teacher, apparently a robot, tells Eraserhead they that there are that students are fighting in the restricted area. Him of all people, oh, that's not gonna be good. And it seems also he's up late night doing computer stuff. And as soon as Eraserhead goes out of the door, he is stopped by someone. Someone we of course do not see, but he is surprised. So people are already guessing, is that All Might? Or is it possibly that's the mole? The mole that we are gonna learn once this fight is over, that Eraserhead is dead? That would really be the twist. Either way, Bakuga really begins to fight seriously, although the Deku says that this fight is a meaningless one. Your aspirations were not wrong. But Bakuga is feeling inner conflicted, sort of. Yeah, because he cannot understand that even though he gave Deku always shit, always beat him, Deku would always tag along beside him. And even though they both admired the same hero, he cannot understand uh, why Deku became the one he became, so to speak. There is a simple answer for that. It's because Deku has a kind heart. It is simply because of that, you arrogant jackass. But no, so this is giving me some confusing. Is it possible that Bakuga is beginning to feel guilt of the way he has treated Deku? I doubt it, but he is full of pride. But as the fight gets a little bit more serious and Deku is always evasing uh, and still worrying about Bakuga, he explodes once again and just demands them to fight. And now he finally at least lets go a little bit of his feelings, so to speak, about saying that he cannot understand that he ended up chasing someone he considered a shithead. I mean, that is so racist, but and he still cannot understand that how Deku became stronger, and also uh, even though and also why All Might recognized Deku, but he also cannot understand, or more likely, he cannot bear the burden that he blames himself that all for All Might's retirement, because he believed that if he was stronger, he wouldn't have been kidnapped by villains, and that battle which All Might used the last of his power ends. So this is not just only because he wants to see if Deku is worthy. He blames himself for All Might's retirement. So that means for in his eyes, Deku has to prove himself to be just as a badass as All Might, so he doesn't have to feel the guilt of ruining his favorite hero, so to speak. Which is actually very surprising to hear that from Bakugo. He always said he wanted to surpass All Might and everyone else, but no, when once All Might retired like this, and it was all to save him, he blamed himself. So he doesn't know what to do. And being conflicted by emotions, all he can do is just simply to fight. And although Deku says still in his head that this is still a meaningless fight, he knows what he has to do. So He readies himself again and says, I wanted to see if the shoot style will work on you anyway. In his mind, he's saying that the one who can receive Bakuga's feeling is him. So if you want to fight, then there's no holding back. And so Deku begins to get serious. Kick down that arrogant jackass and make him finally lose his pride and let go of his emotions. Bakugo is a bit like a kid. Well, technically he is a kid, but much more of an uncontrollable kid than one would think. He cannot let go of his emotions so much. So this is the only way for him to do it. But one, if I was similar to him, I think I would also blame myself because All Might saved them. But so maybe this isn't just about knowing why All Might choose Deku. It's also to know if Deku really can become the symbol that All Might was, someone of similar badassness. But I still feel like Bakugan needs to realize it's not about the action, it's not about the violence. It is all because Deku has a kind heart. Still doesn't really like the fact how he has treated Deku just because he was quirkless, and that he curses himself for the fact that he ended up chasing Deku now as a rival. But we will see, won't we? Moreover, who was that mysterious guy that stopped Eraserhead? Give me your thoughts if you have any.